So I was in Walmart looking to spend some of my Christmas/birthday money when what should I find but this? And I actually had previously made an unboxing video for this, but the audio messed up, so I can't show you the full unboxing and my actual real first impressions. But I can tell you that this was quite the surprise to see this figure. Apparently, it's from something called League of Legends, and I actually have no idea what that is. Um, and that's okay. I know it's a video game of some kind, and I saw like the cards there were like $25 gift card for League of Legends, so I guess it's a pay to win thing. I don't know. I don't play it. I don't want to play it. I don't really care about the game. What I was piqued by is the fact that this is an action figure of Sun Wukong, or just Wukong in League of Legends, according to the package. And that is a little bit unusual, because you don't often see action figures of literary characters and culture heroes from China specifically. So Sun Wukong is one of the main characters of one of the great Chinese novels called Journey to the West. And I didn't bring my copy of the book to show you here, but yeah, it was written in the 16th century. And it is one of the great Chinese epics, one of the great Asian epics, really, that has influenced a lot of Pan-Asian art and culture. Dragon Ball Z, or Z if you're Canadian, Dragon Ball Z is based loosely off Journey to the West. Son Goku is Sun Wukong, just in anime Dragon Ball sort of form. And so used to seeing like those influences of the Monkey King, Sun Wukong, whose actually name literally means monkey awakened to emptiness. So very, very Buddhist concepts in the story, of course. You're not accustomed to seeing a character like that very much. And so seeing, apparently he's been incorporated into League of Legends, and that's great, insofar as it netted me a $30 action figure of a 16th century Chinese literary character and culture hero. And I'm going to just flip now to the unboxing. I can show you some of the footage that I did take. I recovered the footage, it's just the audio didn't work. But you can see on the box, it's a very anime-influenced style on the box art and on the character, obviously the statue of the character, which is a bit weird for me to actually see that still. Because when I was growing up, like I grew up in the Robotech generation. So my introduction to anime was Robotech, this cartoon on TV, which at the time I had no idea it was Japanese, right? It was just this show that was different from Transformers and He-Man and those sorts of things. Later learning that actually it's this whole medium of animation from Japan specifically. When I was a teenager, it was a big deal to find the one video rental store in the neighborhood that actually had the streamlined dub VHS tapes of Vampire Hunter D and Fist of the North Star and Wicked City. Now, we live in a golden age of anime, where it's very accessible. You get simulcast from Japan with full subtitles and stuff. And the anime influence has gone everywhere in many, many different things. So we have this very anime-influenced Sun Wukong, who apparently is a first edition, if that's supposed to impress me. I don't know why exactly. It's collector's collection, whatever. Great, good for that. Yeah, let's after I rip open the package here, let's have a look again at the actual figure. So yeah, very anime influenced figure. I'm not super knowledgeable on Chinese arms and armor, so I can't talk about how accurate this may or may not be, this very fantasy sort of armor here. I do know that he is supposed to have a yellow tunic that he gets in the story that goes over his armor, which doesn't seem like they gave to this figure, unless you interpret this almost animal skin looking sort of tunic here as being that yellow tunic. I mean, it's still very cool armor though. And of course, he has his staff, the as you will gold-banded cudgel, is what it's called in the English translation that I have, which was originally a pin used to hold in the floods, which he's able to obtain through his use of basically the magic that he learned. Although magic is a very crude way of putting it, because for Sun Wukong, he starts out his story learning the Tao, the Way, Taoism. And he learns abilities through that, including the 72 earthly transformations, and all these sort of things he can do with his body, making himself big and small, and transforming different things, and using his hair to create like replicas of himself and other objects and things like that. Basically, he can make an entire army out of himself using his hair. I don't know if any of that powers are in this League of Legends game or not. But yeah, his cudgel here is the most well-known weapon of his. It's a good look for the figure. I'm most accustomed to, of course, visualizations of him mostly come from movies, right? So I'm most familiar with sort of version of him in a 1964 film called Uproar in Heaven, which is an animated film based on like chapters, I think like it's like 4, 5, and 6, or like 3, 4, 5, some of the early chapters of Journey to the West, where he's basically just creating a ruckus in the heavens and in the palace of the great Jade Emperor of the heavens. Because he's a monkey. He's a trickster figure. Monkeys are trickster figures, generally speaking. The roots of Sun Wukong probably go back to Hanuman, the sort of Hindu monkey god. So he retains that sort of tricksterish figure. Of course, by the end of Journey to the West, he's a little more humbled and in need of forgiveness for his misdeeds as a trickster monkey figure. But yeah, in that animated version, his style owes much more to Peking opera and how he's depicted in the costumes in the Peking opera. The first Chinese animated film was from 1941, as Princess Ironfan, which is also a segment from the Journey to the West, and has again another different version of Sun Wukong. So this is again more anime influenced version. You can see again the large limbs and more anime-esque hair and features and so on. But he does have his most identifying feature being that he's a monkey with the staff, the cudgel. He's got this League of Legends stand that he's on as well. I'm very tempted to try and either get or make like a cloud stand, because of course when he's traveling around the heavens and stuff, he's flying on a cloud, and these might, I guess, be his may or may not be his cloud shoes that he uses to harness clouds to be able to fly around on them. But it'd be good to get a stand for that more closely resembles that feature of him. Moving around here, there's the back of him, just looking, again, all right. He's mostly, of course, meant to be seen from the front. Posability-wise, it's a mixed bag. He's got these ratcheted, double-jointed elbows, which is great. He's got a swivel in the waist. He's got a ball joint just sort of under his rib cage. Head's on a ball joint. And the legs, again, double-jointed knee there, and swivel, quasi-ball, almost a ball joint there. But this outfit here actually reduces his mobility quite a bit. With swivel on the leg there as well. Swivel missing from his bicep, though, which is like really where it would have come in handy to do cool poses with the cudgel, because without that swivel, got swivel in the hand, but that doesn't really help for striking some cooler poses with the cudgel. So you're kind of left working with what you can, which with the arms isn't very much, which is unfortunate. So there's a lot of cool posability that gets lost because the armor prevents leg movement, and the lack of a swivel in the bicep prevents a lot of arm movement as well. But you can try and get a few get a few reasonably cool poses out of him, which is going to be great looking good on my bookshelf, because that's where this guy is going to be going, because he's going to be sitting beside my copy of Journey to the West. And don't find a lot of action figures of literary characters, which is again why I wanted to buy this guy, because again, Asian cultural figure from a 16th century novel, not a very common subject matter for an action figure. So I guess thanks to whatever League of Legends is for producing this figure, and yeah, it was worth the $30 to be able to get him.